Alright, so this is 12:15. I'm going to be going over a number of intraday charts, starting off with the YM. YM here, it basically continued from yesterday, but what kicked it off in today's session was this 97 volume wave. That's how the trend started, and then it pulled back to the creek area. So that creek area was right here. Went a little higher than that to the red bar, and then it initiated the continued the uptrend. There's 61 volume, 20 only 12 down. The bias is to demand. Demand stronger than supply, and continues. You know, you don't really see any heavy selling. That's why you can't really do anything other than go long until you see this wave. This wave here is what we call the buying climax, also known as ending action. So after the buying climax ending action, see secondary test on 12 volume followed by 37 volume that's unable to take out the 12 volume that may be thought of as effort reward. But what really set it up were the following two tests. 12 and 13. So you have 12 in the background, buying climax, 12, 37 from this area here, and then goes to 12. Then it tries to go a little higher, but it only finds 13 volume. Go from 104 down to 12, have an effortful wave that is unable to take out the high, and then two more tests on 12 and 13. 104, 12, 12, 13. That means that demand dried up after the buying climax. After that, you also notice that in this uptrend, sure, there was heavy volume here, but since then, 50 is the heaviest volume. 61 after that is even heavier. So to some degree, you may be able to say that this is a change of behavior. I mean, this is kind of like in hindsight, because you don't really know if this is a change in behavior until this low is taken out. And that occurred here. So basically, 12.52. It went up 52. I saw the effort reward. I took the short here, and I got out for only 15 ticks because they were bouncing off of this area, which is okay. A small little profit, you know, end of the day. Anyway, it went down. You had the effort right here and the pullback. So the key things to remember from this trend is that you have high volume that kicked it off, low volume in the background, which is the lack of supply leading or causing the demand. Lack of supply many times causes demand to come in because the buyers see that there's no selling. There's no selling, they're going to come in and push the market higher. And what finishes this uptrend from here to here is the ending action, the buying climax. And obviously, the buying climax followed by secondary tests, so on and so forth. All right, next is the crude. Crude was also quite interesting because there's a huge amount of movement. Trying to find the start of the session. I don't know what the start is, but I'm just going to start off of here. 208 up. That's massive. All right, that's coming from 174 down, followed by eventually drying up on 26, followed by 208 up, pull back on 26. No supply and no supply. Goes up, come back to 25. No supply. Goes up. Finds some type of supply, but not enough to really break. There's heavy volume down, and eventually that heavy volume also dissipates. Here, which is just like here and here, and that kicks off to 76, 73 down, 126 up. As soon as you see this, you notice that the high has been taken out. So what's important here is that you have that high volume up, lack of supply, pull back high volume, but that high volume dissipated on 3 tests. After that, took out the high, pulled back right to the low volume area, came up 25, 24, 25, no volume, goes higher, meaning lack of supply here, goes higher until there's a pullback. Huge volume comes in, you know, and then basically this, you consider this the breakout, and then there's a retest. The question is, can you get long here? I don't think so. Not yet. There's a lot going on here, buyers and sellers, because, you know, and it's difficult to tell because it could be profit taking or whatever. Because this 226, this 127, whoever did this sold here on 127 and 123, right? So it looks like this wave of accumulation sold here. Anyway, so then you have another accumulation here. And again, what's really important about this is that it came from a lack of supply. Demand came from a lack of supply. That's really important because I was telling them they can't find supply, which dissipated, so they're going to take it higher. In any case, it goes up, pulls back to retest, and then has another up wave. The rest of this action gets kind of, it's like slowly grinding down for a full retest of the low bar. And then again, what's initiating this piece is that there's no volume. No volume, no volume, thrust. No volume, no supply, thrust. Get in on the pullback. And it goes higher. This here is some effort reward. You know, pullback here got about 30 ticks. How do you know it's effort reward? 84 can't take out 26. And instead the high is taken out. By a pullback goes higher. After that, this, I don't know what this is, probably looks like profit taking or whatever. Then you have 106, 26, 48, takes out the high. Once it takes out the high, you get ready for the pullbacks, you know. And you see on the pullback, there's no supply. 26, 25, 24, and it takes out the high. Get in. All right. Unfortunately, it didn't go all the way down to the 24 bar. I actually had to order here. I didn't go that low. In any case, it went higher and then it pulled back. So that's where we are with crude. Should be noted that there's some supply coming in, 109.98, maybe end of day short covering or whatever it is. Excuse me, end of day profit taking, whatever it is. Moving on to the next chart. You know, there's high volume down here. It goes up to the ice area, tags ice, and continues down. This is fairly hard to get into because even though there's a lack of volume here and a thrust, like you really got to wait for it to take out the low. Otherwise, it does the stop run. To me, this looks like a stop run because anybody went short, their stop would have been right here. And it goes to that area by a tick and then drops. You know, and again does another stop run. Pull back or whatever. You know, you got 17, 16, 22. And what it does, it goes up higher and goes, you know, when it goes right above these areas, that's where the stops are placed. And after that, you know, 1, 2, 3. I like this type of bear flag formations because they have 3 points of support. 1, 2, 3. And break down, and finally there's a test, and whatever. I don't really see any opportunity in the ZN. Notes. Nothing really outstanding. And I think that's enough for today. Thanks.